What's good, guys? This is another episode of Fans. And we don't have an actual intro, but we're still, getting things, the kinks worked out and everything like that. Um, did you want to? You know what? Scratch it.
Exactly.
Scratch it.
Remember, like
This
in what
is
2003, somebody didn't have an intro to a rap album, and it was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" Like we just doing that, and
basically.
yeah, like, "Oh my god, Fanz is amazing!" It's like, I know we don't have an intro. Like,
We have an
no,
intro. That's the only thing. We have a great intro, the music and visual. Have a great setup on the
hey,
template. It's just having to come
I'll
out
tell
with
you
that.
one thing: us having no intro is way better than Drake's intro.
That was so smooth. Was that yo, I have to that was good. That was really good. That had to be the worst intro. And Drake is one of those guys that he puts emphasis on his intros, right?
Like, here,
Guys, we're if in case you don't understand yet, we're going to go ahead and get into this new album that
honestly,
Drake dropped.
never mind.
What?
Uh,
Oh, that's
all right, 2 for 2. Keep going. My bad.
that was good. Yeah. So
Thank you.
we're going to do a review on Drake's new album, Honestly Nevermind, that he just dropped last night.
Boy, did he drop it.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Well,
if y'all ever smelled like a nursing home, but like with fresh piss though, like somebody unfortunately was unable to control themselves. And you understand after a certain amount of years, things happen. Like, make that a noise and then like put it on Spotify. And that's what I listened to last night.
you know what? I was actually because okay, last year he came out with Certified Lover Boy, and his promo for that I was kind of confused with because he was using a logo that didn't even make it to the album artwork. The album artwork is just a bunch of emojis, right? And then he announced this with the worst font I could ever think of. I don't even know. I couldn't make it out. I didn't know what it was reading it. I had to read the font underneath to see what it actually said. Um, is Drake now in that place where because I know there's some artists that kind of just don't care about what their artwork looks like, but you and I are old school music heads, right? Do you does the artwork is that important to you as well, or do you just want to hear how the production of the music is and lyrics and stuff like that?
No, no. Our work is for me is a doorway, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sitting there staring at the artwork all day. I think the artwork was more meaningful when we had physical copies. Like, I used to love taking the books out of the CDs.
Yeah,
Shout out to it being for real back when they used to put lyrics in the front covers.
man.
Like, so you could
Yeah,
actually know what you was listening to.
yeah,
But nowadays, like, I think it's just a cultural element that is carried over. So you're gonna see the artwork and you get straight into it. Like, everything is instant now, you know what I mean? So
hmm
it's kind of unavoidable. But like, I better not see a whole bunch of people doing a Donda cover. Like, that's gonna be white. Because
yeah,
like, I am able to like see how distinct your artwork is. See, I can distinguish. That's the word I'm looking for.
hmm
Distinguish your album from others, even in an instant format, like streaming platforms, by
hmm
seeing the cover.
right,
Oh,
right.
this is that. Like,
Yeah,
rap.
but I kind of like I don't know. Maybe it's just still being in that old school mindset. To me, the album artwork um is the it kind of tells a story of the album in one picture, so to speak, right?
Yeah,
And I know when he announced this, I'm looking at the artwork and I'm like, yeah, I don't have high hopes for this album. Like off rip before even hearing it. The artwork for me is one of those things that I look at to see how much work was put in to the project or thought. I'll put it like that.
like we just gotta be honest, bro.
Never mind.
Drake is in the like that was good. That was good. I almost bit the bait. That was good. That was good. But we really do gotta just be like honest that Drake is man's in the end of his career. And a lot of people can't accept that because well, here's the thing though, like Drake isn't transformative as an artist. And so that's why he's starting to do this. Like Pusha T has learned how to remain relevant talking about cocaine for literally 20 plus years.
Right.
Like even like when I went to see Pusha T like a couple weeks ago, like there were people who were clearly like fresh out of high school or like high school age in that concert, just as much as it was those of us like, rocking with him 10, 20 years ago. So when he threw on grinding and I'm singing it word for word, I'm also at this same show with cats who literally weren't born when grinding came out.
Right.
Meanwhile, like you look at somebody like Ye, who dropped in like '04 and is constantly relevant. You don't even think about the fact that Ye is like 45, right? You just see him
Yeah.
as a figure because he is able to be transformative. And Drake came out with comeback season, and I remember bumping that in '08, and it was like, yo, dude is next. And then Thank Me Later was a complete change up from that. Like a complete change up. Well, really, So Far Gone. So Far
Mhm.
Gone was a midway change from it, and then Thank Me Later was like a complete shift from comeback season. And more or less, he's taken that same formula and has tried to push the formula for So Far Gone since like 2009, 2010. And it's
Mhm.
like, all right, bro, like it's a little old now,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah. See, this to me is why I get I think I get a little annoyed when people say that Drake is like the best rapper because
Got a ghostwriter.
let's see, and it's not even, look,
Even if he doesn't do it
you
like every song, like, nah, man, you can't have a ghostwriter be the best rapper because
yeah,
those aren't your raps.
right.
Like,
And
it's that simple.
you can talk about that element, but you can also talk about the fact that he doesn't even have a full rap project. You see what I'm saying? Like and that's why I categorize Drake as an artist because this album, Certified Lover Boy, I was looking forward to it being one of those that was, you know, gonna be. I was hoping he was gonna come out with a full rap album. I've been waiting for that forever. I've been hoping for that for him because to me, I think that's one of those things that he actually needs. Um, but I thought Certified Lover Boy um got him back to where he was before 2015. I've been saying since 2015 he has not had to me he has not had a project that has lived up to what we've previously knew him to have. Like nothing was the same type level. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of project.
You got to think about it though. And this is the gripe I have with a lot of people. Like, a lot of folks really aren't able to admit that they're hype beasts. Like, they're not even able to recognize that they're hype beasts.
Mm-hmm.
And you say hype beast and somebody might get offended, but it's like, no, you got to be honest. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the only artist, contemporary artists like of that era that I can name especially one that's like, out there that has not missed, that literally has not missed, is Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not the biggest fan of like Big Sean's Hall of Fame. It's better than I initially thought. Still not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Like J. Cole dropped For Your Eyes Only. The
Mm-hmm.
only people I've heard that say like, man, it hit different is my friends who are married, and it's like it hits different years into their marriage.
Yeah, it hit different for me too. Single, but it
Hey,
hit different for
look,
me.
I frankly don't fold clothes, so
Yeah.
I can, but as a bachelor living by myself, hey,
Well,
sometimes I just get them out when I get them.
yeah, no, I feel you on that one. I think that project to me, I may have told you this before. I'm not sure, but that one for me hit different because I was going through depression at that moment, and that kind of helped me to see beyond that moment of my life to say,
Yeah,
okay, like folding clothes to me was like, and this might sound funny, that actually made me cry because I was like, that's I do want those simple things. So, like, and that was during my suicidal moment. And I was like, let me not stop here. Let me go to what I'm looking forward to. You see what I'm
that's
saying?
it.
So
Yeah,
that for me, I know that album is not for everyone, but it is one of those albums that I still look at. I'm like, okay, it had a purpose, even for
yeah,
him, right? But I agree, Kendrick is probably the only one you're gonna look at that has not had a miss, like
like I'm a
culturally.
huge Wale fan.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Shine.
yeah.
And like even though Shine has some sleepers on, I still will. I ain't even gonna die on this hill. I'm gonna just be on this hill and be the king of it. Shine definitely has some sleepers, and people don't give it as much love as it deserves. But it also like ultimately was a miss. And then
Hold on, Shine. I'm trying. Oh, I don't know why I was thinking about Summer on Sunset. I like Shine.
and that's the crazy thing. Shine, like the title track, Shine,
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
88's really clever track.
Mm,
And there were a couple other like bops through there. But then
yeah,
like Summer on Sunset, yo, that was nuts.
yeah, yeah,
Bars,
yeah.
crazy bars. It's some like man, I literally anytime. Well, actually, it just so happens that I spend a lot of time in Fairfax.
Mhm.
But for those of y'all who are like new to the podcast, I live in LA. So I'll be around like Sunset or Melrose, or I'll be in the Fairfax area, like that district, the arts district, all that. And then like some of the songs that he had, like I'm like, wow, this really captures the essence of where we at, and it's
Right,
actually kind of nuts,
right.
and it slaps. And it's like, dang, bro, I wish you put that in the album. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Oh
Like, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
wow, that's crazy. It was like, dang, bro, you could have did more with that. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you drop "Sue Me," everybody was like, "This album about to be nuts,"
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't.
It wasn't.
And at the like risk of us getting like supremely famous, somehow Omar puts us on Sports Center, and we end up with a Drink Champs episode, and all these guys hear my critiques. Drake, I like you for real. Wale, bro, like you're my guy. Sean, hey, mid love all day, baby. Just gotta be honest about my opinions.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't think those things were consistent amongst y'all. I think Drake is the only contemporary, excuse me, Kendrick's the only contemporary that made it nonstop. But to that same regard, I feel the one thing that carries Drake so far is Drake has a ridiculous amount of star power. He
Yes.
fits stereotypes, he fits like personal biases at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
He's the light skinned, attractive guy with the nice haircut that fits a stereotype that we have in our community. At the same token, he also is just like a cool guy on camera, a cornball behind the scenes, makes him likable. You know, he has money, he has swag on tracks. It's just a good combination of like a bunch of likable surface level characteristics.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that propels him to a completely different stratosphere where he wants to be like Beyonce, but at the same token, he's kind of like the male lesser version of Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
Like Drake literally said, like with hours to go, hey, I'm dropping an album in a few hours.
Yeah.
And somehow it broke the record for like most streams
Yeah.
on Apple Music. And it's like,
Yeah. I mean, well, he's going to command that attention
that's what
because
I'm
of that
saying.
superstardom. He does.
Like
But
he gave us this little bit of time and
yeah,
got this much out of it.
yeah. I mean, again, I think you nailed it because like it's the stardom that's there. It's not. It's just not when you're talking about hip hop heads. To me, he doesn't fit the criteria of the greats, and I mean of the great of the one of the greats of this generation, sure.
Yeah.
But when you're stacking him up against the greats, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
I look, this might sound a bit spicy, but Drake is not one of the overall greats in hip hop. It's just what it is.
You said
But
not.
nah.
Okay. Okay.
And then we gotta be super honest.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold none of y'all on this. In the immortal words of my man Loader Lux, I told you like I told my son, as soon as he turned one, I ain't gonna hold you. Drake doesn't have any classics. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program.
Any.
Nah,
Any. Okay.
Drake is like that player on a like. Let's imagine hip hop is like a team.
Mm,
Drake is that guy that's like really good, but he's not great. But like he's consistently good enough
mm,
that he's gonna flow by, but
mm,
he's not great, right? So the reality is, so I'll put it like this. Here's a good example. NBA 75.
yeah.
And I would love for this to be the sound bite, right?
Yeah.
Drake doesn't have any classic albums. Drake is the guy that is consistently good, but he's not great. Society looks at Drake like he's Dame Lillard, and the reality is he's T Mac. And what should honestly be the case is we know T Mac is better than Dame in a sense, but T
Yeah.
Mac didn't make the 75.
Okay. So you're
Meanwhile,
saying.
Dame did.
So you're saying. Well, I think the reason Dame made it in is
What?
for the same fact that Anthony Davis got in.
And that's my thing.
It
It's a
it's
recency
it's
bias.
recency bias. Yeah. So Drake, I wouldn't compare Drake to this. Okay, when we talk about basketball, I don't compare. I look at Drake as more of like LeBron.
Well, I almost choked.
I'm so, no, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay,
You do that as I hide my face in this text message to like
I
get over this.
I apologize. No, but I compare him to LeBron because you have people that there's there's this narrative that's driven about him, right? Uh we look at stats and his numbers and stuff like that, and we compare those to others and say, oh, because of this he is that. LeBron, and that's the only reason why I compare it to LeBron. Now LeBron in actuality is one of the greats, right? He's the best of this generation, but he is one of the greats. I don't care where you put him in your top 10 or whatever. He is one of the greats. Drake is Drake isn't at all. So I think my comparison to LeBron is stat wise. That's why I look at him like that.
Let's
Um,
make this even easier. Drake. Okay, so everybody look at Drake. No, let me rephrase this. Let me rephrase this. Drake is like James Harden.
that's better. That's better. The
You
hype, but it's not really there.
yeah, it's like you
Okay.
were hype, you were really prolific when you came out and you didn't capitalize on it. Harden, when he
Mm,
first came out with OKC, and even though he was a six man and he couldn't break into the starting lineup, everybody was like, yo, like when Harden come through, even if he the six man, the tempo changed. When KD and Russ resting, man, this man is taking over. He's cooking cats, he's shooting, he's driving, he's dishing, he owned it. And then after a certain point, you could tell like he really wanted that money.
yeah.
He really turned down coming back to OKC for literally like a couple of million. And basically, what he wanted to do was carve his own lane.
Mm-hmm.
But you started to see him for who he was. He manipulated the system. He was like, bet I can get these flops. I'm going to get these flops. I'm going to get these baskets. So what? I'd like average 30, 35 a game. It's like, yeah, 20 of them off of free throws, though, bro. Like you're selling yourself. And the reality is like, when have you actually cooked cats like you used to cook cats?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And
So you're
that's how I feel like
saying,
with Drake in the last 6 or 7 years is like you're riding on a name, but when have you actually just straight up got on the track and just barred somebody up and it was bona fide like your bars? Like not no subs,
yeah.
not no sneaks. Like you legit came up on there like just straight bars. Because I think Drake does a sleight of hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'll say this and I'll let you go.
No,
Like a
no.
sleight of hand in a sense where it's like it's not exactly what we think it is, but it's like how you move makes it difficult for us to catch what actually happened. And so the
Mm-hmm.
only thing we can believe is what we saw, not what actually exists. And so when you like rap with all these subs, whether it be to a model, to another rapper about somebody's money or whatever, a lot of people are left guessing. And it's easy to try to fill in the blanks and be like, oh man, he was talking about this and talking about that. And then it builds up this lore. It makes it difficult to dispel. And it's like, hey, bro, are your bars gonna be straight up or no? Or like, are you also riding off the fact that because there's this air of mystery with it, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to call you out on like, okay, bro, that was a reach. No, that
Yeah.
was false.
Yeah.
Bro, that was fire. Throw it out there.
Yeah.
Like James Harden, if you really cooking cats like that, bro, you ain't got to flop. Cross them up.
Yeah.
Kyrie, do a dream shake at regular speed. You know, do Steph Curry how he did CP3. If you
Mm,
cold like that, and we've seen you do it, just keep doing it.
yeah. Yeah. No, I think um that kind of makes sense. So you're saying like Drake's, let me see, Drake up until 2015 is his Houston days.
Yeah, I think
Before
really
before the fat suit thing took place.
the fat suit.
You remember how they were saying like he started wearing a fat suit so he can get out of push his way out of Houston, and then by the time he got to Brooklyn,
Oh, you
he's
talking about Harden still?
yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
man, I don't think Harden was wearing a fat suit. I think Harden just became lazy and entitled.
Oh no,
And
he's been that. He's been
but
that.
I mean, as it relates to Drake, man, I feel like in a sense that's kind of sort of Drake, but
Mm,
it's really more so Drake fans than it is Drake. Like basically, if I know somebody's gonna rock with me and stand behind me, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, right?
mm-hmm,
It's a toxic relationship between the music industry and Drake.
mm-hmm.
Like Drake knows he can get away with this. And I've been
Yeah,
upset when people talking about some it's giving house, man. It sounds like EDM. Man, nah, he's just doing some dance music. I'm like, that's some bull. Y'all don't listen to none of these cats. Cause like I had said like earlier in the group, I was like, you're a Canadian artist. You could have linked up with K Tronada. who's a house
Yeah.
legend. You could have
Yeah.
linked up with A-Track, who's a house legend. You could have linked up with Dead Mouse, who's a house legend. You linked up with Takey.
Yeah. But see,
He's not a house legend.
that's
He's
been
not
my
even in the
that's
house.
been my that's been my argument with his reggae sound though.
Bro.
That's been my argument with his reggae sound, because you have all these reggae artists that you have access to that you will not utilize or put onto your projects to carry out the sound that you want to carry out on your music. I'm perfectly fine with pushing the Caribbean sound. Perfectly, I love. I'm Jamaican. I want to hear that. But the problem that I have with him is that he wants to do everything. So
Bro.
when you want to do everything, you can't, like, to me, I'll put it like this. To me, when you try to do everything, you limit yourself in how far you can actually go.
For me, my beef is like, if this is what you gonna do, hey, for those of y'all who actually watching YouTube, I'm doing so many things at once. Like multitasking my work computer, I'm multitasking my phone, work emails, trying to not be pissed off at Drake for appropriating cultures, and trying to make a coherent argument. So my gripe with Drake is like, I really do feel like he be appropriating cultures, and it's
He does.
like
He does.
my gripe with the culture, the hip hop culture, most notably comprise 90% of black people.
Mm,
We be giving passes and giving like bias based on our personal attraction or feelings to somebody. And it's not personal attraction like romantic or sexual attraction. It's like, do I like you? Do I like something that you have? Like whether it be your style, your swag, your cadence, whatever. And it's like, because I feel like we do that a lot with LeBron.
yeah,
Because I'm
yeah,
like, y'all will criticize the crap out of like out of KD, but you'll protect LeBron. You'll
yeah.
criticize the crap out of like Steph Curry, but like you won't with LeBron. And it's like when we talk about statistical arguments, what y'all
You
gonna say? But it's showing like a bias, right? Same thing with like Drake, and it's like, cool, Drake has sold all this stuff, and he's a like great salesman. He is going to be good for marketing. Now what? Right? Because I would much rather see him do more stuff. Like he could have eased, bro. Khaled did something with Buju Banton before Drake has. Like, what are we doing?
yeah,
Khaled.
yeah,
Khaled don't even say nigga no more.
yeah,
But he got all the niggas on his songs. Like what we really doing?
yeah,
Like if I'm gonna
yeah.
be G about it, like he had 2 tracks with Buju Banton. Drake, you
Mm,
down for the culture. You ain't link up with Buddy when he got released.
yep.
Like you got a track with Tim's because she was popping based off of Wizkid.
Hmm.
All right, cool. Do some more with like Wizkid. Do something with like Davido.
Yeah,
Like get with these people. You
yeah,
want to like sound like them? Like when I hear Jamaican Drake, I think of like Omar Epps wearing dreads, or I think about Anthony Anderson wearing dreads. It's like that to me because it's like, dog.
yes,
And people be like, man, you're a hater. It's like, no, I'm gonna call a spade a spade.
yeah,
Like, you're not gonna
yeah,
look at me doing a whole lot of good stuff. I do something completely goofy or like way out of pocket, and then like get mad at people for like calling me out. You're not gonna, if I go and rob a store, you're not gonna stop the police and be like, he's a good guy. You just trying to take the black man down. You be looking at me like, bro, why'd you rob a store? That's stupid.
yeah, yeah,
Because it's ultimately saying for people who don't tend to make connections quick enough. I'm pointing out a certain group of people, not the average list.
yeah.
My whole point is that we have to put biases aside when we're trying to make critiques and judgments.
Mm,
Critique does not mean hate. Judgment does not mean hate. And this overly sensitive, super passive aggressive, easily hurt, banana soft generation that we are currently living in. Y'all got to be able to differentiate the fact that somebody can critique you and still like you, just as your parents will still give you punishment and not hate your ever living soul or just off you for you not listening to them. It can coexist at the same time.
yeah,
I like
yeah,
Drake. He has not made good music in a set amount of years. he is going to sell because he has star power and he has significant likability. It's
Mm.
really that simple.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. And I'm I'm
I'm not mad at you,
disappointed.
Drake. I'm mad at the fans.
Yeah, see, that's the one thing I think people keep forgetting. Like, there are fans of different figures that make it hard to enjoy their talent. Like LeBron fans make it extremely hard for you to watch a game and just enjoy it, whether
Like,
they win or lose. Like, you can't enjoy it. Because so sitting here and listening to a Drake album that is, honestly, when you compare it to his catalog, it is subpar. It is
that,
subpar. Is if you're talking about rap. Now, if we're categorizing this as different type of music, people are saying this is dance music. That's what it's listed as on streaming services, I guess.
bro, they
I,
reaching.
you know what? Cool. I don't listen to dance music. So if this is where he's going, I'm fine. But stop calling Drake a rapper. Drake is not a rapper. He is an artist that can rap. Those are
Hey,
two different things. Those are two different things.
we gotta be honest. Like, ooh, this, but we might have multiple sound bites. I'm gonna be real with you. If we being super duper factual right now,
Yeah.
Drake ain't no different than Doja Cat.
Go in that. Go into that.
See, Doja Cat gets pissed and it's like, y'all don't respect me as a rapper. I got
Yeah.
one of the illest pens in the game. And it's like, are you really rapping? Or
Yeah.
are you like singing with like a staccato cadence, right? Are you still really doing R&B and pop? Like Drake, what are you doing? Passion, that's not rap. You know what I'm saying? Like you come
Thank you.
in and you throw like a it's like you know what you're doing, you know your interests are split, and you know you like high key are BSing with what you do. Because how did you have an entire album that's 52 minutes long of all these tracks and then your final one randomly throws in 21 Savage and is not singing?
It doesn't. And see, the thing
It
about
doesn't
it,
even
it,
fit
it doesn't fit. Like, what are we
because you know
doing
what you
here?
own. You're just making stuff to make it.
And I'm fine with that. Again, Drake is an artist. I'm fine if you want to make something just for the sake of making it. Perfectly fine. But you cannot sit here and at least the fans. I can't say Drake is doing this because I haven't heard Drake say this. But there are people that are making arguments for Drake being one of the greats, like the goats of rap. And to
These are people you
me,
shouldn't trust.
that exactly this is where we get irresponsible with music. Because again, it's perfectly fine if we're arguing one thing. He We cannot sit here and listen to his catalog and say that this belongs in a rap category. Doesn't
No, he
like
has at least
Chris
three or
Brown.
four singing songs.
Chris Brown can rap, and Chris Brown is really good at rapping.
Bro,
Does he
Trey Songz
rap?
was a rapper before he was singing. right, right. Dang. I was drinking this Gatorade Zero. It's good though.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, it got delayed, but I heard what he said. but but I mean, you have these guys, these other people that can rap, but that is not what they do. They are artists, okay?
Like,
And I just want people to stop calling Drake a rapper. That's all I want at this point.
they're not gonna
That's
do it.
all I
It's the
want.
bias because the same people who calling Drake a rapper and won't admit how much R&B and singing that he does are the same people who don't respect Childish Gambino as a rapper because they say he doesn't do it. These are also the same people who put Andre 3000 on their top 5 dead or alive rapper list, even though Andre 3000 does not have a solo rap album. I get so tired of people not using logic, and I'm gonna call
Yeah.
you out on it. because
Yeah.
like I said up in PTA, like I don't respect y'all list if you putting 3 stacks at the top and you're not including Big Boy. Big
Right.
Boy has dropped like 3 solo projects, and then when he and Andre did a double disc, his was rap. And
Mhm.
then he also did some like dope stepping music, and he had some like nice line tracks. And then they're like, well, Andre rapped on one song of a whole album. It's not a rap album.
No.
Like,
He is
what do you mean?
he's an amazing lyricist.
T-Pain dropped a whole mixtape where he was rapping when
Yeah.
he came out. This is back in like '07. I forgot the exact title of it, but I think it might have been called like Singer Turn Rapper. And he was like, y'all know I used to do this first, right? And I remember all the beats he was on. It's like, I still got it. Way
Mhm.
before people had heard T-Pain on like so many other tracks. But it's like what I'm basically getting at is y'all are inconsistent as a culture with keeping people up in one category or multiple categories as they actually have to fit. Y'all like Drake. I get it. Drake has gave us plenty of bops, legit like catchy tunes that are singable. They're like quotable. He gives you like really nice one-liners and punches, whether he wrote it or somebody wrote it for him. He still is the one that delivered it, and he delivers it with like swag. He delivers it with a really nice style that is not only really like palpable, but it's also very strong. It's
Right.
potent. You know it's Drake.
Right.
At the same time, he can't get passes that other people can't get, and they're all part of the same culture, especially if they come in at like the same time and are doing the same thing. It
Mhm.
doesn't make sense. So if you
Yeah.
can't call Doja Cat a rapper, if you're not going to respect Childish Gambino as a rapper, you can't call Drake a rapper. When you look at the bodies of work that they've done,
Mhm.
whether it be the mixtapes or the albums, when you look at the cadences, what differentiates them? Because around the same time, Drake was still singing and doing some of these like I can't stand all the motion. Like Childish Gambino was like out there with royalty, or he had like camp. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't until the come on, Awaken My Love, like where that was like way more singing, but even still, like he was doing some like off cadence rap, but he also did some funk and some other stuff. But it's like, so why can't these guys get the same love?
Yeah. No, that's big facts.
But people don't know music, they don't know the industry, they
Mhm.
don't know these things. They'll fake like they do, and they will argue something that seems right. And it's like it's base level manipulation and like convincing and communication one on one. I'm either A, going to be so proficient at my information, I'm gonna talk circles around you and try to confuse you till you quit, or I'm going to hope you don't know enough about a topic, and I'm going to say something where I can argue you stronger based on opinion than you can actually counter argue me with facts.
Right.
So if somebody's like, man, it's a dance album, man, it's this, man, y'all don't listen to that. It's like you don't either.
Yeah.
But you also know that because other people don't, and you're the first person to say this, who's going to like come at you,
Right.
right?
No,
But
that's true.
surprise, here's a black guy that comes from Michigan, the place that birthed house music,
Mhm.
that listens to house, pop, electronic, dance, techno, EDM, trance. Now you ain't got no argument because I know this stuff.
Yeah.
And what Drake doing ain't that.
Yeah.
It ain't.
Again, it's his art, and I'm fine with that. It's just I think overall we need to be in a place where the audience, and this was really going to suck as time goes on, because I feel like we were here. I feel like our generation was the last generation to be here, but the audience has to be educated upon what it is they're listening to. Like, we understood the music we listened to as kids, right?
Yeah.
Whether it was R&B, whether it was rap, whatever. Like, we knew what it was we were listening to. We understood the sound, we understood the pace, we understood. Like, I feel like we are the last generation to do that, because now I'm feeling like as time goes on with new artists coming out and the next generation coming up, that is going to be a lost a lost piece from the audience to now where artists are going to be they're just going to put whatever out and it's not going to mean as much. That's why I feel like lyricism is something that can possibly fade away.
Um, I agree. I like at the risk of not going on another rant because I really do get frustrated when I hear like these illogical claims.
Mm,
With all due respect, let me liken it to your Celtics, right? Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, supremely talented guys. Honestly, they're like the old OKC. The thing is, here where I'm going, here where I'm going. The thing with them is they have to be more cohesive as a team. When they execute more cohesively, instead of looking like OKC, they can actually look more like the Warriors.
right,
Marcus
right.
Smart could be Draymond with way more offensive power,
Mm-hmm.
being on the perimeter, distributing, and passing. You need less ISO from Tatum and Brown. You need Tatum to be less streaky. And you also need Brown to be a little more consistent and sometimes too. He's more consistent than Tatum, but like Tatum's for sure streaky. So I'm saying all that to say they still made it to the finals. It's because there are things that you're doing that are just dope. Like what can't be stopped can't be stopped. But if you're not doing it, it's not necessarily being stopped by anybody as much as you're just not getting it out.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're going to see certain elements that you're not perfected on really be your demise. In the case of the Celtics, they weren't perfect with their cohesion, with their team ball, right? You seen Clay, Steph, and Dre, they do stuff at the same time, fist pumps and yells, and I don't even have to look. I just know you're gonna be right there. Now, liking that to music, there are fundamental elements that need to be done, period, including like lyricism, categorization, and whatnot. You take away these elements, like it doesn't mean that an album can't sell. It doesn't mean that an artist can't be good. It doesn't mean that they can't be consistent. But when they fail, when they flop, they're going to do it hard because those baseline elements that made the very art that you're participating in aren't really perfected. Then you have big cracks in your armor. And it's all good until that gets exploited.
Yep,
And
yep.
that's some of the stuff we're starting to find out. These people who are hot for 3 years and then they fall off the face of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you see cats who, oh man, they're born, oh, they're this, oh, they're that. So talk what you want about a Pusha T. Talk what you want about a Kanye. They understand the fundamentals of the game. So they could be like the Spurs were for all the years until they retired. Man, the Spurs are boring, but they got rings. The Spurs are boring, but they had playoff streaks. Man, the Spurs are boring, man. Nobody want to watch this, but they got all-time leaders. Why? Because even Tim Duncan was called the big fundamental. You don't just come out the gate doing crossovers. You have to learn how to dribble first. You perfect the dribble, you can perfect the crossover. You perfect a crossover without perfecting the dribble, you got a whole lot of hand movement, but you can't control the ball all the time.
It's also vision too.
That's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
like, it's possible for the game to go awry. I don't think it will because there are people who still respect the fundamentals. It's just a matter of the culture itself also being like more accepting of people who do the fundamentals. Like somebody
Yeah.
said, like Fabulous was like old person's music. I'm like, first of all, what is old person's music? Secondly, like if you can't process bars in real time, just say that.
Yeah.
But again, you also got a culture of people who can't watch stuff like battle rap because literally the bars go over their head
Mm-hmm.
and they get upset. These are the same folks who call Kendrick boring because they can't process in real time.
Right.
Like I'm calling all y'all out, the same people who, when you ask them to read when they were in high school, never read.
Yeah.
Don't call on me when the teacher asks me to read out loud. I can't process that fast. I'm
Yeah.
gonna talk trash about you though. No, I need you to read the first paragraph. The mouse went up the nah, bro. You got the nerve to talk about what a rapper can't do? What we doing, dog? Like, like what we doing?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know I just hit so many things at once, but we gotta be G. Like, this is a generation and this is a culture like shift that's really happening. And like again, I'm not talking about smarter than, dumber than, none of that type of mess as much. I'm pointing out like if y'all got these gaps at home, then you talking about a generation of people that grew up not having these gaps, and those are the people that you're like making fun of or calling old because they're able to excel to a degree that other people can't. So
Mm.
if you can't keep up with Fabulous doing this in real time, if you can't keep up with Kendrick Lamar dropping bars, if all the entendres that Big Sean is dropping is going over your head, which is why you don't think he's good at all, it's like it came from somewhere. And as long as that somewhere is existing and it keeps making more things, yeah, yeah, we gonna see a shift in the decline and people being able to really appreciate the art for the sake of art. They just want to
Yeah.
be in.
Yeah. And it's hard because like even with going back to honestly never mind, like my problem with it is I think we discussed this before, but I like being able to listen to an album a few times before giving my full like opinion on it, right? I like to
My bad.
understand.
I shouldn't have heard what I heard through my walls. Keep
Oh,
going.
you're good, man. I like to decipher what it is I can get out of it. I like being able to catch bars that I didn't catch the first listen. But with this album, there was none of that for me. It wasn't like it was superficial. It was like Drake is not one of those guys that I listen to his music and I'm like with Kendrick. I was sitting here listening to the album, just like, man, oh man, I didn't catch it the first time. Oh, I didn't catch it the second time. Oh my god, oh that was great. You to me, I don't get that with Drake's music, especially not since 2015.
But you got to think about it though, right? Oh, who was it he was talking to? Or it might have been like one of the things that he said to or against Kanye when they had their like beef.
Mm.
Drake has admitted that he doesn't really want to go down as like a bar king or something like that. He wants to get the records. So he's going to put out stuff that's like going to get the sales.
Okay,
Like he made this for his international people. Bro, everybody listen to dance. If
yeah,
you don't listen to dance, just say that. It's not really that palpable. But it's Drake, so it's going to get spins. And
yes,
it's not such a trash album where like you hear it and it's like, bro, this is garbage. This so offbeat, man. What are you talking about? It's just like it's not good quality. But again, in today's era, production carries you far. So if
mm.
you hit baseline elements, even if your production ain't like, yo, I want to freestyle off this beat, yo, I want to do this. If you got a consistent kick that's either like holding the pocket down or it's driving, if you got good synth or a melody,
Mm.
and you got somebody who just kind of stays in a lane with it,
Mm.
you're gonna be good. I envision this album having multiple remixes from multiple artists,
Mm.
especially from Europe, having their separate like remakes and cuts. It's going to be played in clubs because
Oh, for
again,
sure, for sure.
it's Drake, and he kind of gave like a template. But I don't need people to go out on regions and be like, "You just said it was a template." Bro, I'm not putting out a template as a masterpiece. I'm putting out a template as a starting point to make a masterpiece.
Mm.
If you submit
Yeah,
your template as a masterpiece, nah.
I saw someone, and this is the reason why social media for me makes listening to music annoying and watching sports annoying. There are people that want to put out hot takes for the sake of being a hot take, for attention, it just doesn't make any sense. This one woman, I don't remember her name, but I think it's one of Drake's friends, said that honestly Nevermind is the best album that Drake has ever put out. And this is the problem. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I get annoyed when people don't understand, like, they just want to say something because you're going to get clicks and whatnot. Drake is an artist again. I think he is a really good artist. Um,
He's a great artist, honestly.
yeah, and he
Could have
knows
never gave him a Scorpion, but he's still great.
he's smart. He knows what he's doing, right?
Exactly.
Like I can say all that, but if I'm judging his music because everybody keeps throwing him to the rap category, if I am judging his music based off of rap, like what we have to consider what rap is as old heads, that there's no way, there's no way, there's
I'm
no
gonna
way.
be
That's why I don't even really consider him one of the, like, rap wise, I don't consider him one of the best of this generation.
a couple things. It's weird whenever you say old head because deep down in here, I get crushed.
I know, I know. I've come to accept it though.
I haven't because
I okay.
it hurts.
I apologize. Well,
I'm not
as
old.
an old head, I'm look. I'm 32. I don't consider myself old and
I'm
decrepit,
32.
but we are at that point. We are old heads. We are, and I'm okay with it. Like
I'm not.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm well versed, sir.
Hey, listen. I put it like this: we know what we're talking about.
I like that. That's real.
We know what we're talking about, and you can't get mad at people that know what they're talking about because you like something that they don't, right? I understand that this album is going to do numbers. I understand that it's going to break records. I understand that people are going to keep listening to this. Drake's fan base is as rabid as Beyonce's in terms of support.
Ooh. You don't want to hear my Beyonce takes, but keep going.
Is they're just as rabid, right?
They
But
low key worse. Beyonce fans are aggressive. Like
they
you
are,
see,
well, Drake fans are too, just in a
Drake
different
fans
way.
are emotional. Beyonce fans are aggressive.
Well, with their emotions, they're aggressive with
Yeah,
their emotions,
yeah. Like
right?
Drake fans would be good as like a Green Lantern because they just never mind. That's a good comic book reference for those y'all don't know. Those rings are powered by emotions.
Yeah,
So the
yeah,
stronger your emotions, the stronger your powers. So if you're a really good Green Lantern, well, my goodness, what does that say about you?
yeah.
All right, keep going. Just want to throw that out there.
No, I think that because of the support that he has with his fan base,
Yeah,
anything he puts out is going to do numbers. That's not shocking to me. That's not
facts.
shocking to me. But when I again compare him to other people that people are like that are actual rappers, J. Cole, Kendrick, Big Sean, when I put him up against rappers, I'm just not getting the same thing.
J. Cole in time out right now. We can't mention him.
Well, okay, you don't like him for that one project, right?
No, no, I absolutely love J. Cole. This
I know you
man,
have an issue with his
honestly,
production.
Nevermind was great.
Uh,
J. Cole is in time out for that
Oh
shit.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I'm like
This is the
Cole. Like,
first time I've had to actually disagree with J. Cole, and I am upset about it.
how do you think I feel? That's why I'm like, you know what? I let you
I
slide
completely,
a little pump situation because I know you was trying to appease the younger generation and not like insult them, but you know they not good. But then you just straight up said, honestly, Nevermind was good, and it's like, the neighbors really might think you selling dope because you taking.
I think he said it was a masterpiece,
That's even worse.
and
But
I'm
that
just.
goes back to my earlier
Oh
point.
no, he said it's phenomenal. It's
It's
phenomenal.
it's phenomena. All right, now that was like an old head reference.
That was an old head reference.
That was an old head reference. Yo, phenomena.
We're old heads, bro. Just accept it.
Hey, so many people listen to like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
Side note, this is one of the reasons why I like. Actually, this is also going to kind of sort of coincide with this, but this is the reason why I do like really respect the different lanes and the branches that are within hip hop. So I'm about to say, like I said, phenomena, and everybody wouldn't get it. But like, let's say Cameron said that, right? Somebody who's actually really creative and is giving like all types of different, like colorful bars and words and phrases, and I mean he's literally speaking nouns and saying the names of people, and you're thinking it's just happenstance.
Right.
Excuse me. You're thinking it's just happenstance, and it's like, nah, it means something. Like this is rap, this is hip hop. That's that creativity, is not the crooning,
Right.
right? But Drake gets more credibility as a rapper than Cameron does, which is actually relatively mind-boggling to me.
But
All things.
see, and that's why, like, the last couple of years, anything Drake has put out, I will literally sit there and listen to it. And listen to the lyrics, and
I can't.
I'm sitting there, I'm so confused because I've seen people actually actually get excited over bars that don't make any sense. When
Bro,
you when you read them out, if someone were to just read you out some Drake lyrics and you didn't know it was Drake, you would say, like, what?
that's my thing. Drake be doing so many subs and off brand and off, like he does so much, and it's just different. And he pretty
Yeah.
much banks and like begs. Let me see. He pretty much banks on the fact that like you don't really know what he's talking about, and it has this air of mystery, and it's
Mm.
like the stereotypical story of the girls loving the guy because he has an air of mystery about him,
Right,
and it's
right,
like really your fanatization, like is what's drawing you to this person, and because you don't know enough, you crave to know more. But it's
mm-hmm.
not that like their mystery is just so cool. It's kind of like you just nosy and giving passes, so you're going to make something fit because it helps support your otherwise nonsensical attraction.
Right.
Because if you ain't gonna give other folks who ain't got bars this same type of love, I don't get it. So the reality is, why are you giving him love and you ain't giving other folks bars?
We'll see. That's been my issue. I don't I don't get it. I respect Drake
I have
as an
so much other
artist.
stuff I want to say, but I do not want you to lose sponsorship. Oh yeah, it was that out of pocket.
Okay. But I respect Drake. All right.
I do too. I do
I
too.
respect him. I don't want people to sit here and think this is just a complete bash session.
It's too late. We critique them. If you don't love somebody,
But
then
this is critique. This isn't this. See, but that's the thing, and that's why I think people are. I get annoyed with this generation of music because anytime you have a critique, I remember hearing critiques about some of the legends beforehand, right?
it's 2022. Grow up.
I
Right. Exactly. That's we know that, and that's the logic, bro. It sucks. It's just dismissive and nonsensical.
Yes, it is. And I but see to me as an artist, and that's why I'm talking
Yeah.
about Drake the way I am, because we're artists as well. We create art, we have different mediums, right? But we're artists. And art is meant for interpretation. Art is meant to be critiqued. Art is meant to be interpreted in different ways, right?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I'm perfectly fine with that. Uh, but when we get to a point where you can no longer critique an artist based on their art, now that's where we get into a place where I don't want to. I don't know how much I want to indulge in said art anymore. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%. I would say this, man. It's the fandom, the fanaticism, or however I need to say that word,
Yeah.
that really like drives some of these frustrations. I mean, we see it with a lot of people. I had these same frustrations with Drake as an artist that I had with like people with LeBron, people with Jason Tatum. Honestly, I did not like Kobe until after he retired. And it wasn't until like the last year and a half where I actually warmed up to Tom Brady. Because it was just like, I am tired of the fans just gawking and so and so can't do anything wrong. And it's just like, yo,
Yeah.
be real.
See,
Like,
and you take it into sports, right? I'm a Celtics fan. You see the Tatum jersey right above my head, right? I
and
love
that's,
Tatum. I love Tatum. But
you're not fanatical.
I can say
Oh, let me rephrase that. You're not nonsensical.
nonsensical. Yeah. But I can say that he needs to work on XYZ, right? I think he needs to drive into the lane more. I think he needs to
Yeah.
stop looking for to be bailed out by calls. That's the that but that part of it though is
Yeah.
this is the era of sport of basketball we're in. So that's kind of like where I'm hoping he gets out of that. I think Ime will pull him out, but I can critique him as a fan and say I still love his game. I still think he has so far to grow. He's not even close to his prime yet, and already got to the finals. Well, like, what are we doing here? What that's my point. I can critique who I'm a fan of. That's why I say if I'm critiquing you, that means I'm listening or paying attention to your art. And if I'm paying attention to your art, that means I actually like what you put out overall. There are certain things I can't get with though. And with Drake, I cannot get with this if we're talking about him as a rapper. If you're going to strictly call him as an artist, an artist, cool. I can sit here, I'm cool with that. But if we're going to sit here and talk about him as a rapper, y'all got to stop with that. Y'all got to stop calling this man a rapper. He is not a rapper. He is an
I,
artist that can rap.
I
Period.
think he gets the pass because he would rap with Young Money. He dropped multiple rap songs, and people don't like math, let alone logic or making sense. And the reality is, Drake has dropped a significantly high amount
Mm-hmm.
of songs where he was singing, if not
Mm-hmm.
like almost albums worth of like him singing and not rapping. So it's like when you really are honest about it and put it all in perspective, like what you're saying is he's not a rapper, he's an artist who can rap. It's not diminishing Drake. It's just
Nope.
acknowledging that Drake is versatile and
Yes.
you couldn't just box him in to be a rapper. But instead of saying like box him in, we're also highlighting the fact that while he has multiple skills, that doesn't mean that he did everything good.
Perfectly said.
I'm with
Perfectly
you.
said. So as we wrap this up, what is your so far? What is your rating on honestly Nevermind? And did you see the music video?
He got videos too.
He dropped one video for Falling Back.
I don't
Tristan,
even know what song that
he's getting
was.
married in the music video, and I think he's got like 24 brides. Tristan Thompson is his best man.
He Drake is literally just doing stuff at this
He's
point. Like
trolling at this
I'm about to
point.
say, you trolling so hard. Trolling so hard, bro. Rihanna don't want you, fam.
No, and then he said apparently he said that it's okay if you guys don't understand it. I have something else coming out. You will catch up later. Some to that effect. Apparently he's dropping something else before the end of the year. So
Okay, we definitely had to run back another episode because one of the other things we got to discuss with Drake is again, Drake, I think you cool. However, you and me ain't know each other. So if we happen to become cool off of this and this gets popular later, it's because I feel like we would have been cool, but I wasn't the dude that was able to call you out on it earlier. But I think you have simped to the degree where it's become acceptable because you do it so strong. It's like the person who is so out of pocket, Chris Rock, you just accept them for being out of pocket until somebody calls you out on it, Will Smith. And then everybody's like, what did you do? You know they're out of pocket. It don't mean I gotta accept it.
Right. Right.
And that's Drake. Now, all that being said, I think that this album is I have almost a gripe giving it less than a 5 out of 10 because I feel like that would just talk about it being disjointed and that much trash, but it's like a 5.5 out of 10. That half because of that last jump with 21 Savage. I played that a couple times before I went to the gym. It wasn't great. I think Knife Talk was a better song.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. By all means, Knife Talk was a way better song. But it's one of those things like hey, this is a wild, bro. Long, long ago in a distant land when I was a much younger guy and body counts mattered in relationships. And I remember asking an ex about a body count. And then, she hit me with the okie doke that Cat Williams talk about. She said this absurdly high number, and I was shook. You talking about like, man, we barely in our 20s, and you talking about some like 50 plus. And I'm like, huh? And she was like, no, I'm joking. It's actually like this. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I thought about it. I was like, that's still high. It's not 50 plus. What?
She said 50 plus, so 20 didn't sound too bad.
Yeah, actually, it was higher than 20 though, but yeah. Hey, that's how I feel like that joke with 21 Savage was, right? It was like you put out so much garbage that this track shined so well. So people are going to be like, yo, that song is cold because everything else was hot garbage. Yes. But the reality was like, if you put that song on Certified Lover Boy, it'd be like, oh, it's straight. It's like the commercial version of Night Talk.
Yeah. It's look, I told you, and I'll everybody out. I'll tell Drake this to his face. I thought this was grade A booty cheeks, man. I would not hold back telling him that respectfully. I'm not trying to be disrespectful saying this, but when you're held to a certain standard, right? Drake has been held to a specific level, like he's been held to a specific standard that he created for himself, right? Nothing was the same all the way up to the 2 albums he did. If you're reading this, It's Too Late, and I forgot the other one he did with Future. Like those 2 albums to me, like those 2 albums to me were like the last ones where I'm seeing like, okay, Drake was killing it. I don't care if he like honestly, I don't care if he was writing his words or not. The music was good. Now, if you're talking about other rappers compared to other rappers, you can't be considered one of the GOATs if you're not writing your stuff. But when I compare this to that, it's booty.
No, facts, man. Facts.
I don't know how else to say it. I don't like it. And I don't like that the last track was that album, that track that felt like a throwaway. It didn't even match what the album was. So I'm confused as to why that was even put out on that. You could have just put that out as a single. So I don't know. I don't even know if I can give it a 5 to me, to be completely honest. I might put it around like a 3 or 4. I would not be listening to it again. Give it that. I can't put myself through this again. I was literally sitting here. That was the longest 52 minutes of my life sitting here listening to that album.
I ain't gonna hold you. I used to pride myself on giving like the benefit of respectability to everybody, and I would listen to it literally from start to finish
Yeah.
off the strength of like, yo, you deserve to hear this from start to finish. And then I stopped doing that. I was like, you know what, this is hard to listen to. And so I was skipping through stuff. And I'm like, all right, if I'm skipping at certain points, because like, I really operate mathematically. I'm like, okay, I know how much time it typically takes to do X amount of bars, yada, yada, yada. I'm skipping ahead 30 seconds in a song and it still sounds the same.
Mhm.
I'm skipping ahead a minute, which is typically a verse length, is about a minute, minute 10. I don't hear any changes in the beat. I don't hear a bridge. I don't hear anything different. It's like, all right, if it was trash, then like it didn't just magically get better.
Right.
I don't hear none of that stuck out. I might go back to it, but at this point, like I've checked out of listening to you.
Yeah.
And
No, I
I
checked out for
checked
sure.
out early. Yeah, bro. I actually just had to force myself to play it in the background. But it's like I texted you yesterday, man. I was actually genuinely pissed
Me too.
because I went to the gym. I had took my pre-workout. I I'm talking about I had a smooth 250 grams of caffeine with my muscle builder, my non-caffeinated pump, my caffeine. You know what I'm saying? I had
Yeah.
my creatine, I had my glutamine in that boy. I'm like, I have my workout stack.
Yeah.
I literally sat on a chair next to the boxing bag, like the heavy bags yesterday, and just held my head down and had no energy.
Yeah.
And I was pissed because I had energy before I listened to Drake.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't.
I'm not going back to visit that album. Oh, actually, no, no. I want to get some sleep tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
talking
man.
about me making me sleepy.
Yeah.
Talk about something dope, like how I'm going to see Buddy and Smino and Kamasi
Oh,
Washington
nice.
and man, who else? Oh, Blast. I'm going to see Blast tomorrow for
Nice.
free. Shout out to LA just doing free stuff. See, like it's real dope. I'm going to see Anomaly tonight, who's like a supremely dope, like jazz, like pop pianist, musician. I mean, dude is on another level. Well, I got to see like Pusha T a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I got to see Christian McBride last week. I got to see Alpha Mist less than a month ago. A couple months back, I got to see Wale. Um, yeah, bro, I'm living my best life.
Nice. Hey, man. Well, yeah,
Much better
don't
than
don't
honestly, never mind.
don't let this album stop you.
I'm
I
gonna punch
hope
the album.
I hope if Drake does come out with something else this year, give us some rap, man.
Yeah,
This
because
wasn't it. This wasn't it.
when Drake be flowing, Drake be in his bag. Like when I got some dope workouts in the champagne poetry.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
song with the upright bass in the background and how he was just dancing between all the beat, like doom, doom. That
yeah,
like I needed more of that. And he gave me like complete opposite. I
yeah.
told somebody that this Drake album was like seasoned with Raising Cane's like chicken seasoning. And a partner of mine was like, bro, but they don't season their chicken. I'm just looking like, now you get it. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, that's the perfect way to put it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Kane. I
Perfect.
want to like y'all, but like I don't hate y'all, but y'all chicken is unseasoned.
Yeah, yeah. No, I feel
Now, if
that.
you sponsor us, I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna have my own seasoning on me.
Yeah.
We gonna get that bag. You're probably not gonna get it down.
Yeah.
Man, look, well, they allergic to salt or something. Get the
Hey,
salt.
man.
And my cousin told me today, he was like, man, I had that sauce, bro. It tasted like tuna. I was like, yeah, bro. They use Worcestershire sauce, and that's made from anchovies. You're like, so I wasn't tripping. I was like, nah, bro. Oh, you ain't know that.
Did not know that.
Yeah, one of the main ingredients of Worcestershire sauce actually is anchovies, and it's anchovies mixed with vinegar, salt, mustard, turmeric, and whatnot. But yeah, anchovy is actually
Uh,
like one of the verbatim foundational flavors. That's why it's so
I,
stink. I would say strongest stinking one. Stink.
I got no problems with it. I like it. It's good.
Um, it smell weird to me. I'm gonna try it again one
Yeah.
day. Got a bunch of Raising Canes out here. It's
Yeah.
California. It's LA's. I mean, who knows? But I actually kind of sort of like In and Out. I used to
Uh,
not because I'm like it's unseasoned, but I don't know. It'll be slapping.
so maybe honestly, Nevermind will grow on you at some point.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna
Is that
allow myself to slip into that. That's like honestly, never mind. Growing on me is like marrying a thought.
and that's like me liking the Cowboys.
You feel me?
Ain't gonna happen. Yeah.
You feel me? Like
Oh
if
man.
anything, I feel like all the stuff and all the critiques I made about Drake should be respected because I'm an all Detroit everything fan. Lions,
Yeah.
Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers. I'm able to be honest when I see trash.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
still like the person. I still
Yeah.
love my squads, even though I know how garbage they are.
Yeah.
So y'all understand when I'm coming at Drake, I don't hate the man. I'm just able to call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
I got credentials.
Yeah. I
I'm
feel that, man. I'm the same way. I love him, but I will critique him. I critique J. Cole. I critique Kendrick.
facts.
So I have no problem critiquing Drake. So
Because they not ready for that conversation that J. Cole be putting struggle bars regularly in his music. Much as I love Cole, he making bars that's like, bro, you know you could have did better than that.
I there are
You
there
look
are
so disappointed.
no, I mean, yeah, I mean, go look. There are times where it's like, okay, it could have been better, but overall, that's not his music. Those are
That's
just
like when
those are just
Ludacris
moments
said,
in
"I fill
time.
her up balloons."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like Cole be doing stuff like that, and it's like Cole.
But it's not the whole album that he does that.
I mean the whole album, but it's also like the
There are
and also
times.
like Lil Yachty let him say, "She blows my dick like a cello." As a man who plays a wind instrument, what?
Yeah, yeah,
And people be letting that slide. That's how I knew. That's how I knew you can't trust nobody no more.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
All right, yeah.
I agree.
I'm prolonging this. I got so much to say.
Yeah.
I need to go
Well,
listen to some hype music in the gym.
yeah.
That's not gonna make me sleepy time tea.
Yeah. We'll get into some more next episode, but go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you real quick.
Yo, you can find me in the A. No, oh my bad. I thought it was the freestyle session. No, y'all can find me on Instagram. Um, one, like literally the numeral one, then Chris Chris Rob R is in Rhino, O is in Oscar, B is in boy. Hey, I'm getting good at this. You feel me?
Yeah.
Feel free to add me. I might not add you back, but I mean, of course, like I'll be there. You can also add my other page, the Everyday Genius. It's the Science Podcast, which I will again be launching very soon. For those of y'all don't know, I am a bona fide scientist and researcher with a background in chemistry and engineering and all types of fun stuff, including rocket science and process engineering, pharmaceuticals and nanoscience and all that wonderful stuff. So yeah, feel free to follow at Everyday Genius. You can also find us on Facebook. It's an OTS group. Talk,
Sir.
give your opinions. I guarantee there is no shortage of entertainment
No, there's
ever,
not at all.
ever.
At all. At all. Yeah, you got people from Facebook jail trying to get in there. So
Yeah. Hey, we regularly have members in Facebook jail. Like OTS is popping. It's every bit of Arkham without Batman.
yeah, yeah. And I feel like I gotta be Commissioner Gordon sometimes. But
Be like that, bro.
It does. It is. But hey, it is what it is, man. You can follow me at Derrick underscore OTS. It's DERRICK, black way to spell it. Happy Juneteenth to you.
Yes. Happy
uh,
Juneteenth and happy Father's Day.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. But please follow the brand OTS Media Co. All social media platforms. We're on TikTok now. I don't know what the hell I'm doing on TikTok. I'm just posting the video clips. Don't expect me to do anything stupid.
Hey.
But we're on there. We there.
Oh yeah, I'm on TikTok too. Y'all can add me on TikTok.
Yeah,
I
please,
remember my
please.
name.
Uh, Also, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, that means if you're watching this show on YouTube, that means you're on our YouTube channel. So if you have not already, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, and notification bell. Get updates when we post new things. We have a couple of shows that we've just put out this week, so please get caught up on some of those things. But wherever you're listening to Fanz on, or if you're watching it on YouTube, please leave a rating. Let us know what you guys think. Give us your thoughts and opinions. Let us know what topics you want us to discuss. Also, what battle you want to see, because fans, we don't just sit here and talk. We actually battle in music. So if you as a fan want to battle, let us know what you want to see. We need to know. I'm not going to put another battle together and y'all not coming to watch it. So, yeah, let us know what you guys want to see. We'll go ahead and get things into the works. It is summertime, so we probably do need to have a battle real soon. So let us know what you guys think. There's something coming up. There's something coming up. So be on the lookout. And follow Fanz on IG as well, Fanz underscore OTS. So thank you guys for watching and or listening. And we will catch you guys next time we show up.
Yeah, you see your homie, dap it up. You in the hood, strap it up. You think she burning, wrap it up. You see a grill, slap it up. All right, everybody. This has been your PSA with your favorite uncle. His nephew named Chris Robinson, because I'm not an old head.
Hey, I'm leaning into it. I'll be the uncle. Perfectly fine with that. All right, we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
All right, y'all. Peace.